Welcome to the Cherry Heart podcast, episode number 45. I am Sandra and I am joined today by my lovely yarny friend
Sam, and I'm Betsy Makes.
I am Sandra Cherry HRT on Instagram and Cherry Heart around the web.
And I'm Betsy Makes almost everywhere apart from Twitter where I'm So Mistress too.
And you'll be able to find the show notes for this podcast on my blog, which is cherryheart.co.uk. We did it. What are we beginning with?
What we're talking about today, we've got works in progress.
Yes.
You've got a finished object.
I have got a finished object.
And
goodies.
Yes,
incoming goodies.
Incoming goodies.
You're
yes.
on my podcast, you have to get
incoming
goodies.
Incoming.
Thank you.
Right.
About. Shall I begin with my thing that I've done there?
Yes, I think you should.
That's what
because
I would
they're
normally
so
do.
amazing.
And here we are. We have some socks. What a shock. Scrappy socks.
They're so pretty.
So these are made with my Nora George Advent Calendar minis.
Okay.
Which I used in my Battenberg blanket. So I used them to make squares for my Battenberg blanket, but I had some left over, so I thought, why not make some socks with all the bits that are left over. There's a few other things in there as well, but it's mostly Nora George. This one, look, the toes.
I was going to say, I really like that
cute.
toe. I like the yarn that's used.
And
also how you've done it.
Annaboo's house. Sarah from Annaboo's house. Yeah, that was one of my favourites.
That's
cute.
really pretty. She dyes with all natural dyes, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
Food and things, which is really clever.
Yeah.
So did you knit them at the same time? So because I can see you matched them quite well.
Yeah. So I did sort of. I don't do them on. I do them on two separate needles because I don't like two at a time on separate needles. But like I did the cuff on one and the cuff on the other, just to make sure I had enough of everything.
They're just so perfectly matched. Actually, you can see that stripe there, that orangey stripe. That's really good, and they are so well matched.
And also the other thing, which happened by luck at first, but the front of the sock I really like because it's sort of nice and pale and quite pretty. But on the back, that's where like some of the pooling happened.
Yeah.
Because it's on the back, it doesn't matter. But
it happened the same on the other one?
Yeah, it happened exactly the same on the other one.
That's fun, isn't it?
So that's the back. So I got to about here, and it had all sort of worked out like that, just without me doing anything. And I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
But then, of course, once I'd noticed, and then I was like, I'd do a few stripes of something here to start pulling on the front. So I was like, right, well, that's coming out, because I'm not standing for that.
No,
so there was a bit of trial and error. Yeah. So like that one was okay because it went on the back, but I couldn't have had it on the front. So I had to like.
I have to say, I think it looks fine. It doesn't offend me. I'm much more easygoing when it comes to pooling. That's a pretty one.
I wasn't having it though. This one in particular, you see, I did it and it pulled on the front. So I undid it all, cut a length off, and started again. I know, it's horrendous, isn't it? What am I like?
That's pretty. That one.
Yes,
that's really nice.
That's a what was the lady's name? Eden Yarns, but she doesn't sell yarns anymore. She's changed her name on Instagram now. She does other things. But it was EADEN.
Yeah, I know.
And I got it years ago. But it's one of my favourites, so I put a bit of that in as well. But yeah, so that was a good project. That made me quite happy actually, despite all the faffing around to avoid falling business.
And I can't tell at all where you've weaved your ends in. They've been done so perfectly.
Well,
you are
that was the only downside of this because I did like some really thin stripes as well.
Yeah.
But I wanted that kind of
together.
Yeah.
So nice, that bit there.
I kind of wanted, the stripes not to be the same, to it to be supposedly random, but of course it's not remotely random, the amount of planning and effort I put into it, but there you go. But that's good.
Oh, they're so nice. They feel really nice and soft as well.
I kind of finished them before I went away as well, so I'd sort of forgotten about them a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just waving them around.
Yeah. Well, they're really pretty. So, when you did your toe decreases, how did you do those?
So I
take it these are top down.
No. Yes, top down. Sorry, yeah.
Top down, yeah.
Yeah. So I do a few rows plain just to make it sort of a reasonable length because this is very short.
Right.
And then at 8 different points round, you just sort of knit and then do 2 together. Knit 2 together and then knit a row plain and then decrease again.
That's really nice.
But I quite like it because it's rounded and my sort of toes are quite short.
And
so
it looks really, it looks really pretty as well, I think.
Yeah, I like how it looks too.
Yeah.
Because did you see Jules's podcast? She was sort of saying about, it was similar, I think it was a bit longer, that on a pattern from Kay from Bakery Bears.
Is that the drippity drop socks one?
I don't remember what the sock was called. But she said the toe, that Kay had called it the umbrella toe.
Yeah.
Which I thought, yes, that's such a good name for it.
Yeah, because I've bought that pattern. I haven't started.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I haven't started the socks yet. It's rising up the list of the next things to do. Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to making them. So yeah, and yeah, I think she does call it the umbrella.
Yeah, I thought that's such a good name, isn't it? But I think, judging by Jules's socks, it looked like it was a bit longer, so I think she spaces her decreases perhaps a bit differently or something.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Oh, I'm desperate to start knitting some socks. I haven't got any socks on the needles at all at the moment, and I'm really missing. I know, it's just not right. I need to make amends.
Yeah. Well, so, you know, if you want.
I do want to. I do actually. I really am missing making some. So you, I was going to say little Bertie's fast asleep down there. He looks really cute in his bed.
He's come in from sunbathing. It's actually sunny here. UK.
It's really,
in sun.
I know, it's really warm.
It's nice.
The only concern I have is that this could be the summer.
Yeah, it could well be.
And come August, we'll be
raining in August.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoy it
while it lasts. Yeah. The trouble is, when it was school holidays, it was dreadful weather, wasn't it? And then as soon as the kids go back, it
well, I don't know. I wasn't here.
No, you I
missed all that.
The jet setter,
which worked out perfectly. I mean, that never happens, does it? Normally, you go away and they go, "Oh, we've had great weather." Actually.
Yeah, it's a heat wave in UK, and you're like, "Oh, I've paid this much to go and get some sun, and I could have stayed at home." But
this time it worked out.
Yay!
Yeah. So you haven't got a finished object.
No.
So do you want to do a whip?
I'll do a whip.
Whips.
I'll start off with my pixelated pullover. Yeah. Now this is something I've been knitting for quite a while. But
when did you start it?
I actually started it in November last year, and then I left it. Then I completely pulled it out because it wasn't good enough, and then I started again. And it's not finished, but it's getting there. I'll hold it up first and show you. It looks great on the screen, doesn't it?
The colours are so awesome.
And so I've got the sleeve on the go. I'm in the process of doing that. Knitting sleeves is a bit annoying anyway in the round.
Yeah, because you're always
with
sort of
two colours,
twisting, aren't you? Because you don't want to.
I'm all in a mess.
Yeah.
With my yarns, but
you don't sort of flip the entire weight of the thing round every time, do you? So
no, and it is quite weighty. This isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I was surprised actually.
I'm using a 4-ply yarn held double, which whether that is such a good idea in hindsight, I'm not sure.
So what does that make? Practically an Aran, then, really?
I think it's a thick DK Aran, and actually that's what's called for in the pattern.
Oh, okay. So
I really need to get the pattern out. Sorry, it's the Pixelated Pullover by Jennifer Beaumont. So that's the one. I really love that orange colour that's used there.
Yeah, this it's really neon, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So what did she use? I'll look for you.
You look while I talk about the yarn. It's the Women's Institute Soft and Silky. Like I say, it's a 4-ply and I'm holding it double.
Oh yeah, DK or like this.
So and my gauge is coming up correct for the side, so that's good. I do think maybe I should have made a size down because I'm concerned about how big these armholes are. But I'm reserving judgment.
Have you tried it on?
Yeah.
And how does that feel?
It fits nice on the shoulders here.
Yeah.
And it's quite long.
Yeah.
But that means I can wear it with leggings.
Yeah.
It covers my bottom.
I think it'd be really nice in winter though, because it's really chunky. It's going to be so warm, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely a winter one. It's not something I'd want to put on now. I'm hoping once the sleeves are in, the armholes won't be so obviously big.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine. But it's not tight fitting or anything like that. And it is quite tight fitting in the picture.
Yeah.
Hence why I think maybe I should have made a size smaller. But having said that, like I say, because it's long, you wouldn't want a tight fitting long jumper.
No, and I think it's just going to be one of those like really snuggly ones, like when it's a really cold day you think, I'll put that one on because I'll be warm in that one.
Yeah, it's hard to think that now when the sun's shining. It's really hot outside. I tried to get my... But it's a nice pattern. It's got, you start off knitting straight and it's got some shaping here in the back neck.
Short row shaping? Or?
Just decreases.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
And then once you've done so much, then you join it in the round. Like this neck trim has been added on. It's just a couple of rows added on afterwards. So yeah, it's taken me a little while to learn the technique of knitting with the two colours at the same time.
You really threw yourself in at the deep end with that, didn't you?
I did. But I have to
start on something little. I'll just go for it.
Go for it.
I know. That's when you were saying about it on your podcast. I'm like, wow, I'm so impressed.
It's been a learning curve, but I've enjoyed it for that.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with what I've produced for this stage of the journey of colourwork knitting.
I think it's awesome.
Because that's the back.
Going closer.
Going closer.
Yeah.
There you go. I've got to show you this bit actually.
Yeah.
Down here because two of my daughters. Now I don't know the terminology.
Right.
And I should have thought of this before we came on, but it's a phobia of small holes.
Oh right. Well, I've never heard of that one before.
I'll have to look it up, and Sandra will put it at the bottom.
Okay, I shall do that.
Yeah, it begins with T.
Yeah.
And so, for example, they don't like honeycomb.
Right.
They don't like looking at honeycomb.
Right.
And like, for instance, if I buy shower gel with, the honey and things in it, and there's a picture of honeycomb on the front.
Right.
They have to turn it around away from them because.
Goodness.
Sophie it's Sophie, the eldest daughter, and my youngest Lena, and they both got a thing about it.
Right.
And it's holes and bumps and things. Anyway, little Lena saw that. She went, "Oh, I don't like that. That's all weird."
Oh, right.
And it freaked her out. So that's why I just thought I'd mention it.
Got a cupcake with sprinkles on it. Would that freak her out?
I don't know. Maybe her sugar addiction might overcome her phobia.
Like, oh.
But it's definitely got a thing about
because that's what
holy
it's
and bumpy
those little
things.
Tiny sort of flecks. Just
But it did make me laugh. She saw the inside of it and she's like, "Ooh." We will look up the terminology. I should know that. But so that's my pixelated pullover, and despite the fact that it's really hot today, I ought to get it finished.
So are you going to sort of power through now and finish it now so it's done, or are you going to kind of wait and think you'll be more incentivised to finish it when it gets colder?
No, I don't think, if I do that, I think it will never get finished. I think I need to force myself. And when I say force myself, it sounds like I'm not enjoying it. I'm actually enjoying the knitting process of it. And I'm hoping it'll be nice when it's done, because it's a lot of time put into it.
I take it it's long sleeves.
It is long sleeves, yeah. So I've got the colourwork section to do, which will bring me into the grey.
Right.
Then there'll be a bit of plain grey, which is when the decreases come in, I think. Yeah. And then obviously there'll be the green at the bottom with the cuff.
So do you like get to the plain bit and go, oh, what a relief, it's so much easier?
But then on the body, I do think that, but then on the body after a while, I think, that's
boring.
Nice.
I can do something else.
So actually it's quite a good project in that respect. It
you get a bit of relief from it. It's this that scares me, where they're quite spaced out.
I know, that's why I picked it to start with, because I didn't pick up my floats to start with.
Right.
And I left, because if you think about it, if you're knitting colourwork on a 4-ply, you may feel, not that I'm an expert, but you may feel that you can go a certain amount of stitches without catching it in the middle.
Yeah.
But a thicker yarn, that same amount of stitches is going to be a wider space.
Yes. Okay, good thinking.
So, for instance, you may feel that you can go up to say 6 inches, not 6, 6 stitches
6 inches would be a bit
on a 4-ply.
Yeah.
but you wouldn't be able to go that much on a thicker.
Right.
Like I say, I'm no expert. This is
that
kind
makes
of how
perfect sense, actually.
I've thought of it. So I steamed ahead and I thought, no, I need to catch my floats.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why I pulled it out. And I'm glad I did it, even though it's always hard to do, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did. I did pull it all out. So
you always got to think, haven't you? It's because it's making it better. It's part of the,
and I actually, it did make it better.
Yeah.
That my tension was a bit tight as well, particularly where this middle part.
Right.
That was pulled in quite tight.
Yeah.
And I found, just because I've knit it a lot and had a lot of practice, that my tension has definitely improved.
Right. Yeah.
So I do feel that, like I say in my last podcast, it's not a perfect example of colour work, but it's an improvement I can really see, and that makes me happy.
Yeah. And because you've picked such a big project as well, it's really forcing you to. Yeah, you've got that practice, haven't you? So you're doing it, so you are going to get better. And
I think if I was to, which I probably would do another colour work garment, because I quite enjoy it, and I think I can say that because I've had the practice on that.
Yeah. And
it makes me feel like, oh yeah, I have improved.
Yeah.
I can see my improvement in this, so I can only just get better and better. Yeah. So yeah.
Let me give you that actually.
Thank you very much, my pattern.
Right, shall I do my next one? Shall I do this next? So this is in my dodgy bag.
I recognise that dodgy bag.
From lovely Ali, who's Starry Eyes Ali on Instagram, and Little Drops of Wonderful podcast. Yeah. One of my treasured possessions. Actually, I was leaving the tag on because she put that it was a dodgy bag, all floors included for free, which I'd kept on there, but I thought, because I took it on holiday with me, I thought I don't want it to get scruffled up, so I had to take it off.
I do. I'm a proud owner of a dodgy bag also, and I love it too.
Not that they are dodgy. I always feel like I have to say that. There's nothing dodgy about it.
But I love the fact that she calls them dodgy.
It's just a great name. It's very catchy. Yeah. Right, so these, as you can see, are more socks.
Oh, they're so pretty.
More stripy socks.
More stripy socks. More regular stripes this time.
Yes, so I've gone for an even stripe this time. And don't know really.
I love this colour that you've used for the cuff.
Can I give you that to hold?
Yes.
And I'll get the colours out. So what I'm using is some minis, and these are from Erin of Holland Handmade.
Lovely Erin.
Yeah, and she's got an Etsy shop, Holland Handmade, and that's that red one. So I think these were originally, she did them, these 5 I think were a Valentine's set.
Oh yeah, that's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah,
Valentine's colours.
Really nice. And then she sent me a few, so I added these because I thought they kind of worked a bit as well.
So they're all literally from her, are they?
Yeah, yeah. Oh. So they're completely Holland Handmade socks. So yeah, so I just thought I would do a striping effect. So one of my favourite pairs is a pair that I made Advent socks, actually, when we did our Advent sock thing.
Yeah, I know the ones you mean.
And they were from Regina, is it Regina? From Herbs Black Regina.
Yeah.
Which are basically like this, but they're one of my favourite pairs, so I thought, oh, I'll do that again. And I have actually got a set from
she's
her as well now, yeah.
She's doing her ends as she goes as well.
Well, to a point. I did it up to the heel, and then
yes,
and then that kind of went out the window.
Oh, they're lovely. They feel really, really nice. I like
they do. It's a really nice feel, isn't it?
Really nice feel. I think that's because you've got a nice tension as well as the nice yarn.
Yeah. Well, this was. I posted on Instagram actually because I don't know if it was this one or this one, but one of them I did when I was on holiday. So this was going to be my holiday project.
The tension change.
Yeah, and that's
holiday tension.
Holiday tension, yeah. Which was obviously very relaxed and chilled out. Although I did most of it on the plane. Yeah, but I didn't get very far. I got to about here or something, and I did a bit of a cuff on the way home, but that was all I did. Didn't do anything with them. And then I came home and carried on knitting and oh, that's quite different. But I've just left it.
You can't tell.
No, well you can if you put them, like if you line up there, see that one's taller.
Very slightly.
But like, whatever.
See, that's a nice colour as well, the second one you've used after the cuff.
Yeah. It's kind of peachy.
I love, peachy coral colours.
Yeah.
Oh, they're really, really gorgeous.
So I'm almost there now. This is going to be the toe colour, this sort of bright pink colour.
Do you know how many grams you have to put aside to do that type of heel?
Yes, and I've got it written down somewhere, but I can't remember.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a lot, but you'd have to, because it'd be quite upsetting if you did one and then almost the other one.
Well, that's why I kind of do it as I go, because then, you know, if I haven't got enough to do a stripe on both socks, I'll have to rip it out and do it again. But where I did them before, I kind of had a rough idea.
Yeah.
So I did write it down. It's on my phone in my notes somewhere how much it takes. But yeah, so
is it something you put on the project page on Ravelry?
I think I might have done. Not on this one yet, but I think on my Advent socks I might have done. Yeah.
I do think it's good that you can look at other people's and people can look at yours and get tips about you know, little minor things that can make a big difference.
So handy, like it's 3 grams or whatever it is.
It can it's just help sharing the knowledge and sharing the experience of making them is nice, isn't it?
It's like, especially when you're sort of doing bigger things where people will go through and go, oh well, I tried this or I did that. It's so useful. Yeah,
and even sometimes the how you feel about the pattern or how it's working out and how the yarn feels, it can be useful if somebody else is reading it, if they're making something the same or similar. It can be quite good.
So I think that's all I have to say about this, isn't it? I'm knitting them on my higher sharps. These are my interchangeable ones, and this is just a regular one.
And that's the best colour. Cord, I don't know. I can sort of see. Lovely pinky colour.
Not sure that helps, but
that's the prettiest one. Somebody's got the strimmer out. No, they've turned it off now.
Otherwise we'll have to shut the door. Yeah, because I don't know what the sound will be like. I was going to say something else. I was going to say, oh yeah, I'm calling them because they were a Valentine's colourway, and I knit them. Well, I started knitting them when we went to California. They're going to be my California love socks.
Oh yeah. Hang on a minute. I just noticed a really pretty progress. That's some cheesecake.
Strawberry cheesecake.
Strawberry. There we go. If I hold it against my hair, it sort of has a dark background. Up. That's so cute. That's really nice.
Oh,
so
it's cute one.
You did all that last night. No.
No.
I forget to.
I was doing some of my sewing of my hexagons, so I only did like about 3 stripes. I think. There you go.
I forget to move mine up, and then I think, well, hang on, that misses the point of having a progress marker.
Well, that marks how much I did on holiday. Right. And then everything else is when I got home, basically.
So you've made good progress then, haven't you?
Yeah. We brew them at home. Right, what you got next?
So I think I'll talk about the shawl I've started to crochet. I only started this the other day. So it's using some yarn that I sell in my Etsy shop, which is Betsy Makes.
Yeah.
And it's
Betsy on Etsy.
Betsy on Etsy, yeah. Best hashtag ever.
Yeah.
And it's a silk merino blend yarn. It's a 4-ply fingering weight. And I've been playing around with some semi-solid colours and come up with a series of colours, which I am adding to actually, because I like the idea of the sort of weather stroke nature inspired colours. The ones I've picked out is Thunder, which is that one, and this is Sunset.
Taking that in closer. I'll take them both in closer.
Go on then.
Because they're so pretty. This peach is just the most perfectly peach.
And because it's got the silk content,
you can kind of see the shine.
Yeah, I was going to say, it gives it a lovely sheen, doesn't it? Yeah, which I really enjoy. It's quite luxurious.
And I think for shawls it's perfect. The drape is so good, isn't it?
Actually, the base is sold from the supplier as a sock yarn.
Oh, really?
Believe it or not.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't even think of using that for socks.
No, but it is sold as that. I've never used it as socks, so, but yeah, it is. The pattern I've chosen to make is, let me find a bigger picture. There it is. It's the Old Man's Beard.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Old Man's Beard. That's it.
How can I get in closer? My arms can't be longer than yours. Why am I a gorilla?
Maybe you're sitting closer.
Maybe I am.
And it's a design by Kat Goldin from the Crochet Project, and it's from this book, The Accessories Project. And there's beautiful Joanne on the front. She does look lovely.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, on there. So it's a 2-colour shawl. I'll hold up what I haven't done that much. I only started it a few days ago actually. Just want to be careful because otherwise I'm going to pull my stitches out, aren't I?
Oh, yeah. Do you want to?
And yeah, so that's what I've done so far. Like I said, I've only just started it. It's worked from the bottom up really. So this is the bottom point here. And then...
Is that the wrong way round?
Is that the wrong way round? There you go. Oh yes, I think you're right actually. So, oh, I like that.
Yeah,
see, that's
good,
what I like about semi-solid colours.
Yeah,
it's not solid. It gives it that.
Kind of just, yeah, I love that. Yeah.
So do I must admit.
Yeah.
I really like that. And hopefully when it's blocked, this nice lacy bit will pull out.
That's really pretty. I kind of want to make that now.
I just thought that's
Although
be
this
nice.
always sets me off. They do this quite a lot, don't they? Where they use just double crochet, and I'm always like, oh, it'll take too long. I can't be bothered. But it does look really good on this, actually.
Yeah, and I did when my stitch count was wrong. I pulled out a couple of rows at the end because that's not right, and I'd forgotten to do an increase somewhere. But
and did you just fudge it?
No, I did pull it out and start again because I worried it might have future implications.
Right.
I do like the colours together, Mr. Strimmers.
I'm gonna have to shut that door.
So I'm really pleased with it so far. I think it's going to be really pretty,
yeah.
and it's a nice antidote to do.
Feels so good.
It does, yeah. I quite like the fact that I've got a crochet project on the go and a knitting.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't like it if I've got all one or the other.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing to combine, and yeah, I think it'd be nice to wear as well because it's so soft.
Yeah, it feels amazing. What I'm going to have to do is get some more of your yarn and make this one now.
Well, what I am planning on doing, that's a perfect segue.
Yeah, it is actually, isn't it?
Yeah, into the fact that so there's a few colours left in my Etsy shop at the moment. Individual skeins you can buy of this yarn. I think I've run out of the Thunder, but there's definitely this colour and a couple of others. As I mentioned, I do plan to do another couple of colours I've got in mind.
Yeah. So you said about maybe a yellow?
Yes, I thought a nice yellow.
You didn't say.
I think a green would be good, but where I'm going to hit it on the green spectrum, I haven't decided yet.
That was good.
Colour on your eyes would be nice. I can't decide whether to go olive and a bit muted, or a brighter spring type green.
Yeah. What sort of yellow are you thinking? Like brighter or?
Quite a lemony yellow actually. Nothing too mustardy. Although I do love the colour mustard. Yeah, but I just
good with the grey.
Exactly. You can do some grello.
Yeah.
So I thought that was nice. And the plan is to have set up some pre-orders for some sets. So although I intend to still sell the skeins individually, so you can just buy one if you want to, the idea would be to set up some pre-orders so that for a shawl set, so basically two colours, and you would indicate what colour combination you'd like to purchase, and then they'd be dyed to order. So rather than having a lot of stock dyed in the colours, I'm going to let the public decide.
Yes.
And just dye them to order. So
that's really good actually, because a lot of times you see shawl sets and sometimes there's just lovely combinations, but sometimes you're like, oh well, I would have put that one from that set. And, but the fact you're letting people choose, that's really good. Actually.
So yeah, I'll list it so that the drop down will, like this combination or whatever. Yeah. And like I say, dye to order. And if once I get round to doing that, which should be within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'll do it so that there's a code, so you get a discount on the particular set, so that it works out a little bit cheaper to buy the set rather than buying 2 separate skeins as a little treat, because my lovely customers. So I'm going to let Sandra know the voucher code and the date when that will go live, and she'll include
I'll put it down here.
In here, and
so that's what I can do then. I can just go and get a set and make one of those.
We can do. But I think you've got something in that bag.
Well, yeah, I've got to finish this first. And actually I've got something else I've got to do. But after that...
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, exactly. So, we're on the theme here.
Yeah, we are definitely...
So this is my kind of Betsy Makes project.
Yeah.
Because I got my Betsy Makes bag that went to America with me.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it went all the way to America, and I did about 4 rows, and then it came all the way back again.
Yeah, I find that with
so this is your ones
sometimes.
with the lovely pockets.
Yep, to put your bits
so
and pieces in.
I love it. And I have got also the lovely peach, which I had a bit of a winding nightmare with, as you can see. I kind of had a bit of an explosion with it for some reason.
Too.
I had my dad was round at the time, and I was like, this doesn't normally happen. I'm having a bit of an issue. So he was like, come here, I'll hold it. And so he was like, shh, 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 so that I could wind it all up. He's like, I used to do this when I was a little boy.
Yeah, lovely dad.
And my colour, so this one is
sunset.
And this one is
Misty Morning.
Misty Morning.
So it's quite a bit paler.
Let's show the contrast between the thunder and Misty Morning. So mine's like more silvery.
Mind you, that would be a nice 3-colour shawl, wouldn't it?
So nice. So I am making with my combination.
We're definitely
Let's
singing
show you
from
the
same
meagre amount that I've got. Yeah, I know.
That's really pretty though. If I put it slightly there. Look.
Oh, that looks good.
It really does, doesn't it?
Yes.
That'll block out lovely.
Oh, it's good to get excited about it actually, because I wouldn't say I haven't been enjoying it, but I think because I've sort of only done, like I started a little bit before I went, and then I just did a bit. Well, I haven't really got a nice little run up of it. Yeah.
That's the trouble, isn't it? When you start a project, there's that period where you need to get into it and learn the pattern off by heart, so you don't have to keep looking at the book. Because at the minute I'm looking for every row because it's very easy stitches, but what I've got to do next, I'm like, where am I? And I keep forgetting where I am in the repeat, so it's quite hard to sort of get the flow up at the moment. But I'm going to finish those socks because they're almost done, and then I'll get on to this. But now I want to make this one as well.
Yeah,
I've got this book, so I could do.
So this is the Wisteria Trellis shawl, which I think quite a few people have been making actually, by Joanne's Grace. So this was one that...
So it's a crochet project as well.
Yeah, and this is, which one is it? Shawl Project Book 3.
Book 3.
Have they got a 4 out now? They have, haven't they?
Have they?
Didn't they just launch it at Edinburgh?
Oh, I'll have to look out for that.
So. Yeah, so I got this last year at Edinburgh, didn't I?
I think so.
And I've had it for a whole year, and finally I'm using it. But I saw, do you watch or listen to Keep Calm and Carry Yarn podcast? Is that one you know?
No, but look. You say that.
Yes. Aha!
That's just a coincidence.
Yeah. But there's 2. It's the mother and daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And the mother lives in America and the daughter lives in Edinburgh. And then so they do a kind of audio, but it's on YouTube as well. So they kind of have some pictures up, like they'll have a picture of the project, and then so it's really nice. I love their podcast. Anyway, that one. Alison, the daughter, was making this a little while ago, and every time she showed a picture, I was like, I really must make that. I really must do it. What
colours is she using?
I think she used a kind of a green border. Might have been a kind of limey colour, and then I think it was a kind of grey middle bit green as well. I think, could be remembering wrong. It was a little while ago. But yeah, so that kind of spurred me on to like, right, I must do it. Oh, and then obviously. So I'm assuming you work.
Let me just have a look at the picture. You work all the border first.
Yeah. So you have
and
all
then
the border.
you crochet
the body somehow
the shawl onto it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to look at it again because it's fine for a time.
So I think this goes sort of long.
Yeah.
And then I'm not quite sure how the border goes. I think you sort of go across here. I don't know if you go like that or if you go like that. I think you go like that.
It's wider than I thought it would come out, but that's good because it's really nice. I think the size of it's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to make this one now as well.
But then I went to Sam's house when you just dyed these.
Yeah, it was drying, wasn't it, on the
and you dyed this one while I was there, and I was like, well, that's fate. It's meant to be. It needs to be that shawl.
But I will let you know the discount code, and
and I'll pop it up there. Right, so that's all of our things, isn't it? All of our things that we are making.
Yes.
Well, that we've got to talk about anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I have got a few whips at home, my languishing blankets, a couple of those.
So what are you making? Your crochet square one, mitered square one?
Yeah, the mitered square one, and the collecting dust blanket.
Best name for a blanket
because
ever.
It's collecting dust under my bed.
That's brilliant.
But it's calling me.
Is it?
Yeah, it is calling me.
Is it going to come out again?
we'll make an appearance at some
Get
point.
that jumper done first.
I know, that's what I really need to do, is get that finished. And with the mitered square, I did succumb to order some minis from Hedgerow Yarns, because
we ought to do a swap, by the way, as well.
Yeah, Hedgerow Yarns always have lovely minis. I don't know whether I'm right on this, but I get the impression she doesn't repeat them, she just dyes them up.
I don't know, to be honest.
Which I like that.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to minis particularly, you don't necessarily want to, the idea is they're supposed to be...
Well, if you wanted more of a colour, you'd buy a bigger skein.
Yeah, the adult version. Yeah. But so they haven't arrived in the post yet, but I did buy them because it gets me excited about putting them into the blanket, and that has been hanging around since 2016, I think.
Which one, the Mitre Squares or the Collecting Dust?
Actually, come to think of it, the Mitre Squares might be 2015. Wow. The
See,
Collecting Dust is 2016, definitely.
Okay. But when you get that urge, you kind of got to go with it, because that's the point of it, isn't it? It's like, you get a bit of an urge and then you...
It's funny you should say that, because at the start of the year, it was all about, right, I'm going to work through my whips and I'm not going to have too many. And certainly I'm still thinking in those terms and thinking I don't want to have too many hanging around unfinished things. But what I don't want to happen is for it to be too formal. Because there is that, like you say, the exciting time when you just think of doing something or using a particular yarn, or you've come up with an idea, you just want to grab the moment and go with it. And I think that's special. I think creative minds have that, and it shouldn't be put down by structure. It's nice to have an underlying structure, but I think you need
to allow yourself to break out from it as well.
And enjoy the moment.
It's very much my focus for this year, I'll have you know.
Because
I'm very good at building structure, and then I force myself to stay into it, and I'm very good at that as well. But I need to allow myself to. Oh, we've got all deep all of a sudden.
Well, the thing, you say that, and you are good at those things, and you are good at finishing, but you do a lot of designing, don't you? So you obviously do have those moments. You can't force a design. I just don't think anyone can really force a design.
Well, that's the thing, unless you leave enough space within the structure. No, but you do. That's the thing. I do know what you mean, though. I have to make sure I allow myself, like, no, don't get too. You have to do this and you have to do that. Otherwise, it closes down, and then the ideas don't come.
That's right. You don't want to dampen down that creative spirit, because that's what we're all about, really. I think
exactly.
That's what makes us happy.
It's the fun bit. Right. So incoming goodies. I venture to suggest I may have more than you.
Okay, so do you want to start then?
Probably best.
I'm looking forward to seeing these incoming goodies, actually.
So what I'm going to do is...
because you've been on holiday.
Yes.
And you've brought back souvenirs, haven't you?
Yes. So I'm going to share... Because I went... when I went to California, I wanted to obviously go to a yarn shop while I was there. And I mentioned that... Well, I sort of... I didn't know how much time I get, so I thought, well, we'll see how it goes, see how much the family can tolerate, So I asked for some recommendations, and Claudia from Crochet Luna podcast got in contact with me and sort of said, well, how about we have a bit of a, a day of looking around yarn shops.
That looked brilliant.
So I was like,
that looked lovely, actually.
Well, that might be right. So I I felt a bit, like speaking to husband and child and sort of saying, how would a whole day be? Would you be alright with that? Sort of thinking it was sort of a bit, but they're like, it'll be fine. We'll have fun. You go off.
Of course they would say that.
Yeah, because they're little poppets. So anyway, she gave me a gift, and I sort of thought, I should just get a little something. I took her a gift, and but she said, I got you a little something, and then pulled out this ginormous bag. I was like, oh my god, that's not a little something.
That's a lovely size.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah, that's a really lovely size.
So this is the project bag she gave me, which is fantastic. And poppies, she was telling me, are the flower of California, the official flower of California. Okay, so that's appropriate.
Yeah.
And then inside, I've got some goodies. So
it's part of the gift.
This is all part of the gift. So I got 2 boxes of Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, fab!
Which I've heard of, but of course never. Oh look, Look, let's show you this.
That's pretty.
A little mark on there.
Isn't that lovely?
It is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a little progress keeper. I wonder is that coming out? I can't even see. It's got the little flower on the side.
Oh, that's such a lovely detail.
that beautiful? Yeah, so I got my boxes of Girl Scout cookies, which I was quite excited about because I've never had some before. And she gave me some of her pins. So now I've got to start a pin collection.
Yeah.
Like yours.
Yeah.
So a Crochet Luna one, and the other one says Yarn Loving Crochet Sisters.
Oh, I can feel a purchase coming on.
Glue. So, and some tea in there. And she gave me some minis. I know.
Fab.
Look at the colours of those.
Oh, they're fab.
That's like just sunshine in yarn, isn't it?
That's holiday colours to me.
Isn't it perfect? Yeah. And then to go with that, let's hope this isn't too rustly. Look at this. And look how good these look together.
Yeah.
It's a notebook with flamingos on in the most gorgeous hot pink.
That's brilliant.
I think Claudia's a bit of a fan of the hot pink as well.
Yeah.
She's a bit of a pink lover.
I
That's
like
so
the polka dots on the inside.
Yeah, so nice. So,
that's a very lovely gift.
Girl. Yeah. So, now that I'm home, I should probably send her a nice thank you gift for showing me around. Because not only did she sort of take me to yarn shops, she went up the week before and had a look round some to scout them out to sort of see what the situation was, and then she had to come back up again because she's in San Diego, not LA.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I know. So then she came up again with me. So I was like, oh, pop it. So I can send her a lovely thank you gift.
That's lovely.
So that's that one. Do you want to go next?
Yes, I will. I think I'll show my fabric next, if that's okay.
This is really pretty.
Now, unfortunately, I can't remember who I got this from because it was an eBay seller. I was ordering some lining or some canvas. Anyway, the plain colours I use for the bags.
Oh yeah.
I make, and I spotted this, and I thought, oh, I really like.
You've got two.
Yeah, there was various colours, and then you've got the plain version and the spotty version. And I thought this pink was really pretty, and it's double gauze. And I've never used.
I was going to ask you what it's called because I never know what any of these things mean.
So I've never used anything like this before. So this is the wrong side, or I suppose it could be the right side, but I doubt. If you look, it is literally double fabric. I can just pull it open a little bit.
I have heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but never used it.
Shall I see if I can get that?
I mean, look at the wrong side of the spot. That's nice too.
Oh, that is so nice.
Now, there was only 1 metre left of the spot, so I decided to buy 1 metre of each colour. I could have bought more of the plain, and I like the idea of making a summer skirt out of this, but I don't know exactly what pattern to use yet. But I do like the idea of having it a bit sort of mismatched, so I'm perhaps using a section with that. There's another section on that side.
That would be so good.
So I'm going to have a real think about what pattern to use. A nice little
because this is sort of kind of comes lined, would you not need to use an extra lining, do you think? Or
I don't think I would anyway, because a summer skirt,
you don't want it to be too heavy anyway.
Yeah, so I think I should be able to play it. I suppose it would
see through it.
Be like almost like a, oh yeah, that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a bit. If you hold it up to the light, it's better.
Yeah. Don't stand in front of any.
Yeah, I was going to say, just don't stand with your legs open.
But I could just use a plain thin lining.
You're going to have to teach me to sew, Sam. I need to make these things.
But you can sew.
Yeah, but not things. I mean, I can sew things, but not garment things.
I think that what I find hardest about dressmaking, it's not actually making the garment. That can be difficult if you're using like a slippy, slidey fabric. It'll move about. The Susie blouse I made recently, it's in a Georgette, and it's a cream colour with a black contrast. Cream colour with a black contrast collar. And it's worked out fine. I'm pleased with it, but I must admit it's a bit more difficult to handle. So you've got to take your time. I think the hardest thing is getting things to fit. Yeah,
that's the bit I'm worried about.
Yeah, and it's because you know we're all different shapes and sizes, aren't we?
Yeah.
And my waist hip ratio is not that far apart, quite straight up and
Right.
down. So
Yeah.
what might fit me on the waist would be much too big,
Right.
because it's sort of the
Yeah.
assumption that most normal people go in from there. So I have to think
Yeah.
about that when I'm
Yeah.
looking at patterns. I also don't really like too many gathers round my waist, because that is not very flattering for me. So, like I say, I don't know what pattern I'm going to use, but I do like the idea of mixing the fabrics around. I think that would look quite cool.
Yeah.
So maybe a skirt with panels in.
Yeah.
Or go days.
What?
You know, the little triangle
flappy
sections.
bits that, like it hangs and you can't see them, and then you move and you can see them. Mm-hmm. Oh, she likes that. I can tell. I can tell from her face. She's all gone
thinking. So, like I say, I would have been tempted to buy more actually, but there was only 1 metre of the spot colour left. And if you really, really want to know where I got this from, just send me a message on Instagram, Betsy Makes or something, and I will let you know, because like I say, I bought it with just was ordering stuff for the bags, and I saw it and I thought, oh, I want that. It's so nice. I just like the colours. Just thought that would be pretty. So
lovely.
Make a nice skirt.
Right, so shall I do them in order?
Yeah.
So the first place I went to was the Purl Soho warehouse.
Oh, I love the Purl Soho website. It's really, and they do a lot of tempting emails.
They do, yes. And so their shop is in New York, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the warehouse is in California, in Irvine, in actual fact. So the online orders, they ship all out from there, you see. I know.
Didn't know that.
So how exciting. So that was, oh my God, look, feel that.
Oh my goodness. That is, oh wow. That feels amazing, absolutely.
So the went in, there's all just shelves and shelves of all these beautiful colours just leaping out at you, and they've got like quite a few bits of sewing things and all sorts. I didn't even know they did. But
yeah, some of their emails come through and they nice linen bags and fabrics and things they do. Yeah.
So and they've also they do their own yarn now. So I thought, well, yeah, and just the feel of that.
So that's been dyed and then applied together, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I assume it must have been, mustn't it? Because it's got that lovely barber pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've called it helix as well.
I can't tell you how soft that is. It's beautiful.
I know. So it is 100% finest alpaca, not just a regular alpaca.
It's the finest.
Alpaca, the finest they could find. So 109 yards in 100 grams.
So what does that make it then?
Thick.
What do they call it?
16 stitches to an inch. Chunky? So is that must be a chunky, is it? The next one up from Aaron.
Bulky. Do they call it bulky?
Well, what we call chunky they call bulky, and what we call bulky they call chunky. Which why is that? Why is that happening? Anyway, it's the next one up from Aaron, basically.
Yeah.
And it's called Oatmeal Grey. So they had quite a lot in the places there, particularly in Pearls. They had quite a few of these barber poles, sort of baker's twine look.
Yeah, yes, yarns, that's actually. What. Yeah.
So they've had this with a darker grey as well. So I only got one, which.
Do you know what you're going to make with it?
Not really. I'm thinking maybe mitts.
Yeah, that's what I
had some really nice pinks. I was tempted to get one of each. I kind of wish I did, really, but I was still being conservative at this time because I thought, well, we've got 2 more places to go. I don't know how this is going to go. So I got that there.
Well, that is really, really squidgy and lovely.
Yeah.
Oh,
it feels amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's not remotely. No. It's just as soft as can be. So and then the next place we went to was in LA itself, and that was called the Little Knittery.
Okay. That sounds good. That sounds very tempting to me.
Indeed. So that was very nice as well. And they had recently moved, and the lady who owns that shop is the lady that came up with the pussy hats.
Oh yes.
The pink pussy hats whole movement and the pattern and everything. And they've got like a big poster of the people wearing the hats and going on the march.
I can see that photo of her sitting.
Yeah.
That hat on, yeah.
And so she gave us each a pink pussy hat to choose from.
Oh.
So that was nice. So we did that, and I got this. So this is, I think it's just called Bar. I think that's what the yarn sort of company is called. And the colourway is Queen of Roses, so I'm assuming this bit is the base, maybe?
Yeah, Sonoma.
So it's 100% superwash merino. 234 yards in 100 grams.
So what's that in metres then?
In metres, 200-ish.
Yeah.
So it's DK basically.
That's DK weight, isn't it? It's lovely.
So this same yarn was not this colourway, but was dyed up especially for the pussycat hats. So it was like this pink and then another light paler pink, and it kind of does a nice, really nice striping on the hat. But they didn't have any of that left, so I kind of got this one as being like the next closest one.
Oh, but that is really nice. I like the speckles that you can see there.
Yeah.
That's that's lovely.
So,
that's really nice.
I might go ahead and just make the hat in that because it made really nice stripes and it kind of just worked out.
So I'm assuming half of that skein is the solid pink colour.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is special.
Shall I open it out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted her to.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
That is nice, isn't it?
Yeah. So you will get a striping effect if half is half and half. Yeah.
It would kind of look nice in socks as well.
I was going to say,
double knit, so I won't be able to
get. You can do DK socks.
Yeah, you can, but you wouldn't get. Well, they'd have to be very short, wouldn't they?
I guess so.
I think you need more than one to do a pair of socks. I believe. I haven't actually.
You'll have to see if you can find a DK sock pattern.
Yeah.
And to see what the yardage requirement is. It'll give you a better idea.
Or quite. Or I guess you just have to do like a short cuff pair if.
Yeah. That's really nice.
So that's another idea for those.
That's going to be really interesting to see that made up.
I know.
So it's a knitting thing, really, isn't it?
Yes. I guess so, yeah.
Rather than a crochet
thing. I think so. I can't think of what I would make in crochet anyway, immediately. Right, and then, where did I get this from? Oh, this was from that same place, actually, so let's talk about this as well. So I saw that and was like, well,
you have to have that.
Got to, haven't I? It's actually from UK, this bag, which I thought was kind of ironic.
Really? Where's the tag?
Made in the UK.
Cotton shuffle bag.
I was like,
you had to have. That is the best. It actually really looks like
it does
Bertie, doesn't it? Yeah.
So that's my Bertie bag.
That's fantastic.
So that's what I got from there as well.
I love that.
So there you go. So then, do you want to go again, and then I'll do the last place.
So I
love these.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to have them, and you get the thrill of them arriving through the post as well.
Yeah.
I ordered these.
I thought you were going to have a butt then. It's nice to have them. But...
No, there's no butts.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely no butts because they were really well priced as well.
What is she going to come out with?
No butts at all. The price of these was brilliant. They are beautiful. Let's just bask in their beauty for the few minutes.
That bottom bit.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. Really. Colours. Are you
So,
going to use them in something together, do you think?
Oh, well, I don't know, because they do sit quite nice together, don't they?
I really like them.
But I didn't think that
what
far.
it'd be, but
just fell in love with them.
Pretty, bye.
So that's Camilla, colourway, and that's Elizabeth, spelt with an S. Yeah, I am right. I say these things. And they
speckles. Let's do a speckle close-up, because...
Yeah.
Oh my god, so nice. So pretty.
Yeah, really, really lovely.
Do you know what it reminds me of slightly?
Yeah.
Is La Bien-Aimée.
Oh, that's a compliment, isn't it? Yeah. It's actually Tamiwi colours. So it's spelled Tamiwi and then colours. Can you get that in?
No.
And that's an Etsy shop. And
let's try and get me out and I'll block your face. I'm shaking. Oh well,
I'm sure
that may be on there. If not,
Sandra won't mind putting a link in anyway.
I will. Yeah, I'll link in.
It's a wool nylon blend. It doesn't specify what type of wool.
It does feel quite woolly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's 420 per 420 meters per 100 grams. So it's quite a fine one, but it doesn't look too thin to me.
No.
And yeah, Etsy shop, and I think well, she's definitely in Europe.
Right.
I think it's Germany.
Oh, okay.
Don't quote me on that in case I've got it wrong. Oh, that yellow
What it is with
look.
these German hand dyes?
I know, they're really good, aren't they?
There's something in the water out there. They're all really good. Yeah.
And she's got, well, every time I look, her shop's well stocked.
Oh, okay.
Which is nice as well. Because when you say, oh, I might go and have a look on Etsy, and then you go to your favourite and they haven't got anything in there.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have to wait for the updates and scrabble around like a mad person.
So, and this, when it arrived, it came in a nice cardboard box, which was lovely. It's like, oh, what's that? And I just thought, they're really pretty, and they're really well priced as well. Really, really decent price, so not too expensive.
Love that butter and the yellow.
Yeah.
I seem to be enjoying yellow lately.
Although I'd like it. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm going for a yellow phase.
I blame Ali.
Yeah.
Little Drops of Wonderful.
She's a yellow fan.
Yeah.
But actually, I think that would be nice for a pair of socks.
Yeah, it would.
So who knows what they'll turn into? I don't mind. They can stay and just...
I was going to say watch this space, but actually watch her space, because that's where it'll be.
But don't hold your breath, because it might happen for a long time.
Who knows?
But nevertheless, I'm really happy with that. That's a good Etsy seller. I'd recommend you take a look.
Yes.
That's the second purchase I've had from her. I had something else a little while ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, which I haven't used.
Right. And then the last place we went is this place.
Oh.
The Altered Stitch, which is...
That's a nice logo.
I don't know where it is. It says Valley Village. I don't know where that is. Anyway, I shall link to these places.
Is there a website then? Assuming there would be.
Yeah. Let me get things out.
The alteredstitch.com. Altered Stitch on Instagram and Facebook. So,
I was actually quite sensible in a minor miracle and brought a considered purchase.
Yeah,
but I know what I'm going to make with it.
A garment?
Yes.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? What garment are you going to make?
It's going to be, I don't know what it's called. I'll put it down here. It's the cardigan that Natasha from Hill Valley Farm had a pattern of on her stall at Ravelry, and it's also the one that Chrissy from Chrissy's Crafts has been making in grey just recently.
I know, yeah.
It's kind of like quite open and holy. It's a cardigan, and it will all make sense when I put the name
So
down.
what's the composition of this? It's got a stick on it.
Superwash
merino.
merino.
It's 100% merino, isn't it? And that's got, oh, that's yards, 437 yards. I can't do the conversion.
No. Well, no, that's about 400 metres, isn't it?
Do you reckon it is? Yeah, you're good at this.
Slightly over, maybe.
Oh, it's such a lovely colour.
I know,
it's
isn't it?
Beautiful. It'll suit you as well.
Yeah, we were testing various ones, but Claudia was helping me, and we thought this was the winner.
Yeah.
So I hadn't actually heard of these people before, but it's Plank and Stella.
Plank and Stella.
Yeah, so they've got their own website, and they're on Instagram. It's Plank and Stella. But yeah, but they're in America, so of course I wanted American yarn from America.
See, again, it's rather than a speckle or variegated, it is a semi-solid, but you get these sort of areas which brings it crosses the bridge, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it brings it
dark patches and lighter patches.
And that's lovely. I love that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get your paler sections. Is it it's a knitted thing, or is it?
No, it's crochet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I don't know, I might be able to get it out of 3, but I think Chrissy was saying that she struggled to get hers out of 3, and she's tiny, so I'm thinking I'm going to need 4.
Yeah, and then it's not something you can easily get
no,
on
exactly.
Off.
So.
And if you don't use it, you will use it for something else. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So I was quite proud of myself. That's quite sensible. By saying that I actually know what I'm going to make with such a beautiful colour. And then this one was my more just because I like it purchase.
What does that say? Wicked? What? Wicked?
Wicked pretty yarn
for all.
Woolen Boon.
Oh.
Now I've heard of these. I've seen them on Instagram. I think I was following, but I kind of unfollowed some American ones because it was just too tempting, and I couldn't handle it. But I have seen them before.
I know the feeling.
But they had a whole rack of these ones. Oh, they were all... I could have brought at least 8 home. They were all absolutely gorgeous. I couldn't decide which one to have. But this one is called Robin Sparkles, and again, as you can see, it's got absolutely gorgeous speckling on it.
It's really nice speckles on there.
Yes, and it is 100% superwash merino. Do you know, I don't think I even looked at that in there.
No, you
I was
just
thinking
totally
socks.
smitten with the colour.
So 100% merino for socks isn't ideal, but...
Oh, but you could make a pretty little scarf with it as well.
Yeah, it would be quite a nice shawl, wouldn't it? Mm. But it was just beautiful and I had to have it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I like this aqua colour in there. And it's really interesting that is then, you've got the bright black and lime. I really like that. It's quite out there. And, and then you've even got a bit of peachiness where it has mixed.
And they had sort of slightly different kind of like slightly bluer ones. They had kind of beigey ones with this kind of similar style of speckling in. So you could have like picked different ones and put them together in a project. It would have been so gorgeous.
Fainted.
I kind of wish I got 2 of these as well now.
Yeah. Do they ship to the UK, or have we not looked into that?
Oh, they do. Say they do.
They do ship to the UK.
So even if you could get it direct from here, or you could obviously order it
from the Altered Stitch
as well.
Yeah,
I know it's dangerous.
Very.
So there you go. Those are my purchases.
I think you did really well, Sandra.
Yeah.
I think you did.
So how extravagant? Really bad or not?
No,
I think that's.
I think you've done really well.
I think if we'd gone to this last shop first, because it had quite a lot of the indie dyed yarns, they had like different sections, and there'd be like another indie dye. I'm like, oh, I've heard of them. Oh, I've heard of them. Oh my god, it's so exciting. I think if we'd gone there first, I would have just been bankrupt, and then we would have had to go home. But
you've done really well. I can't get how this is definitely the softest. Yeah, that one is definitely the softest. Amazing, doesn't it? But they all feel lovely, actually. To be fair, they all feel really nice. I think you've done really well. Thanks. I'm looking forward to seeing that turn into.
I really want to start that immediately. But I want to finish that first as well.
I know. Well, this is what I'm like at home. I'm making something and thinking about something else. Yeah. I want to do that. And then something else will catch my eye. I want to do that. Yeah. And then I get confused. Which one am I going to do next? I've got so much to choose from.
And then sometimes you're like, actually, I won't do any of them. I'll do this.
Instead. Yeah. Oh, that's just come into the periphery. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Look.
Yes. Hang on, let's just get that out there. That's just in there.
And that. And where's your fabric? Look, we've got a bit of a dusky pink theme happening.
I think I do have what's the word?
Look.
I think that's why I picked this up, to bring that, because that goes so well.
Yeah, it's all coordinated.
So maybe I should make a skirt and a little
something to wear with it.
Yeah,
with that. Yeah, and
skirt
in this project.
Yeah, I'll show you my latest enamel pin. It's this one here, Survival of the Knittist. Let's turn Minnie the right way up, and that's from Sue Stratford Designs.
Oh
and I bought that the other day. Cool. So that's my latest one, and I had them all on one side, but I did divide them up and put some on the back.
Was it you that was saying about I've got to buy a load more to put on the other side? But then...
And my son was like, no mum, you just need to divide them into half and put some on the front and some on the back. And I'm like, no, wait. But now you show me those enamel pins.
Oh yeah, from Claudia.
Yes, that's going to tempt me. So I might have to have a little look at that.
I know.
And I saw Luna,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And they did have a few enamel pins in the shop as well, and I was like, no, I'm not doing the pin thing, so I don't need to worry about it.
You've got to do the pin thing. You've got to do the pin thing.
Well, I'll do what I usually do. I go, oh, that's lovely, but I'm not doing that. Yeah, that's really nice. I'm not doing that. That is really nice though. Oh, I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah, no. I know. But that's the reason why everyone's doing it, because it is really nice.
So the last thing I have to show was just one more thing that I'm only going to talk about quickly because we're kind of running out of time, but I want to share it now because there's a promotion code and I want everyone to have a chance to use the code.
Exciting.
Exactly. Is this, which I've kept under wraps so we can see what Sam's reaction is as well, because I'm reviewing this, so this is all part of the review.
I hope I like it.
Yeah. Otherwise you go, oh, good. Anyway, so it's from Knit Crate.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of those.
So this month is Golden Hour,
and I've seen this.
Have you?
Well, I've seen that.
Yeah. I did put it on Instagram actually. I don't know if
Probably
you saw that one.
That's why then.
Yeah. So you get some yarn, and then you get a pattern to make with the yarn.
Okay.
And then you can sign up. I think you can just sign up and get one, whichever the monthly ones is, or you can sign up and like keep getting them each month.
And is it a surprise what you get, or do you know in advance what it's going to be like?
I think it's a surprise, but I think like at the minute there's a point at which they tell you what it is and they show it on their blog.
So
and I think you could still order it after that. I think. Yeah.
So if you like surprises, it's the type of thing, isn't it?
So this is the yarn I've got. So I think there's 4 different colours. So there's Red Rock, or you could get Prickly Pear, or Endless Skies, or Naturel. Mm-hmm. So I have got...
Prickly Pear sounds nice to me.
I've got Prickly Pear.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's... Oh, sorry. Prickly Pear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Can I, do you mind if I just undo?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, can I have it?
Can I have it? Thank you. Yeah. I've already put stuff in my bag while she was down in the garden. No, I haven't really, Sandra. Oh, that's lovely. Look at those greens.
So I think, well, let's show you the pattern, because this is this is what I like about this. Yeah. Not only because the yarn feels really nice, doesn't it?
It does actually.
And I think this is double knit.
I was going to say it's not a fingering, is it?
No. So I really love the feel of that. But I like that you get a knitted pattern. Yeah. That you can use. So that's the knitted pattern.
So I take it you'd need the 2 skeins to make that.
I believe so, but it looks like it's going to be like a graduated thing, doesn't it? So you look like you do one from light to dark, and then you switch to the dark and go back to light. So I think it's going to be like that. But you also get a crochet pattern as well. So that's a...
Oh, that's
nice.
I think,
is it a cowl or is it just wrapped around? Yeah, it's a cowl.
And this would be the same each month or whatever they release them.
You'd get sort of like a different surprise and a different thing.
Oh wow, look at that. So nice.
So I'm a bit on the fence about this colour, I must admit, because I love that singy green, but I'm not so sure about the sort of dirge green.
No, I like it.
It's not really my thing.
I like it, and I like it together.
Yeah. I mean, I think when I saw this, I thought, oh, actually, that is really nice.
But that pattern would work in all sorts of colours, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean about. I think you're right how it works. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to read the pattern, so. But yeah.
And I think I think the cow might do the same. I think she's gone from the darker to the mid colour to the light, and then light. Those
blues and greys are nice together as well, aren't they?
Yeah. So I'm assuming that's whatever the Endless Sky was. If you go on to
I bet it is actually.
If you go onto the blog, the Knit Crate blog, it's got the colourways there, so you can see. So yeah. So you when you get your little leaflet, you get a code so that you can download the patterns on Ravelry. So you can download them both if you want. Yeah. So that's good. So you get 2 patterns, 2 skeins. Yeah. And
that feels really nice actually. That feels a nice springy.
It's got a really nice feel.
That would be really enjoyable to knit with.
It would be. And it's, I don't know this Ordine wools. No, I don't know if that's exclusive to Knit Crate. These colours are certainly, like it says, exclusively hand dyed.
It says by Knit Crate.
Oh, does it?
No.
Oh yeah, so it does. So I assume that's their exclusive yarn then. And so, I was going to say...
Exclusively hand-dyed for Knit Crate.
Oh, there you go. And you get the shipping included as well. So...
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I think it's something like $35. Which would be...
What would you reckon that is in quids?
I don't know, like 25 maybe?
Maybe a bit more. Yeah, let's look on the currency converter. Yeah.
But... you can get a discount off your first order by using the code Sandra20.
Sandra20?
Yeah, all in capitals, all together. I'll put it down here.
You've got a lot of putting down theirs to do today,
I have got a lot of putting down theirs. I think you get 20% off, so Sandra20, 20% off.
Wow, that's good.
So that's going to make it...
Oh, that is really good actually, isn't it?
For 2 skeins though.
Yeah.
I think that's really good. Or hanks, I should say, I suppose.
Well, I always thought this was a hank. and then you know the I could be wrong.
balls.
The balls that you get from the more bigger, yeah,
one.
that's a skein.
Yeah.
This is a hank.
Yes,
and the
that's
balls.
right.
Yeah.
I always used to think this
But
was a skein, but you're right. A skein is a ball.
Yeah, but I like calling them skeins. I
Yeah.
think it suits their names. See, I like. Look at that green.
Yeah,
and it pops out there. See, that's really nice.
That's nice. Right, so I'm going to stop talking about that now because we're marching on in time. But yeah, I just wanted to let everyone know. So
yeah,
get yourself 20% off, and that's a bit of a bargain if you ask me. So that's good. So have we finished then? Is that everything?
I think so. Thank you very much for letting me come and be on your podcast today.
For being my star of the show.
We tried to do it a little while ago, and then the best laid plans,
or some such.
and it didn't happen, did it? So
such nonsense.
It's nice to be able to get together today on this lovely sunny day.
Yeah,
in Bedfordshire.
Yeah,
and do this.
It doesn't normally happen, so we're enjoying it. Yeah, so we will see you next time. Enjoy some happy crafting times until we're back, and we'll see you then.
Take care. Bye. Welcome to the Self-Conscious Podcast. This is where we talk about all the things that make us feel really uncomfortable. #awkward.
That's going to be a nice. Yeah, at the end because I am recording.
I know. I've just noticed actually.
Right. Okay.